Well, we've got an interview with a couple on the other side of the globe. Thanks to technology, we can talk to them from right here in the Duncan Student Center. And they are joining us on the line here as we speak. We've got alumni Dominic and Jenny, and they are on the Notre Dame Video Hotline. Hey, how you two doing?
Hi.
Good. Hi. Oh,
Good.
can you see us? Jenny, zoom in. There you go. Hi.
We're doing great. Thanks very much. Hey, you two recently got married. You're now living and working over in China. Dominic and Jenny, again, welcome to Notre Dame Day. And you two met while you were students here at Notre Dame on campus. Tell us your story.
We did meet on campus. So he saw me in the dining hall and he said, "Hey, are you from Hong Kong?" And I said, "Yes." And then after that, he was working at the writing center and I was interested in him. So I would make appointments at the writing center all the time. And that's how we got to know each other.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That's wonderful.
Then we didn't actually start dating though until I graduated. And I studied for a year afterwards in California, and she came and visited, and then sparks flew.
Well, that's terrific, and congratulations to both of you. Dominic, I understand you were kind of an athlete here at Notre Dame. You walked on to the 2012 undefeated regular season football team, and you were also named the MVP of bookstore basketball. So how did basketball enter into your master's degree at Santa Clara?
Yeah, well, after I graduated from Notre Dame, I had one more year of eligibility. And so I decided to try and play basketball because I always loved playing basketball. But for whatever reason, I didn't. I played football instead of basketball at Notre Dame. And so I sent out a bunch of emails to a number of schools, and I got some responses after sending some tape from Santa Clara, and ultimately ended up going there to start a theology degree that I finished actually just last week. So that was a wonderful experience, and I was very, very glad to have had the opportunity to do that.
Well, congratulations on finishing up the degree. Jenny, tell us what you went through. I assume it was a mutual decision to move back to China. That's where you're originally from. Tell us what went into that thought process and how you ended up moving back.
Yeah, so I grew up in Hong Kong, and it was a pretty westernized / international environment because I attended a British school there. So I felt like I had never really spent that much time in mainland China, and I also wanted to better understand Chinese culture and China. So Dom happened to be there when I graduated, so we decided to apply for Yenching Scholars together, and we happened to both get in. So that's kind of how the decision came about.
And do you plan to stay there for a long, long time, or is this sort of a temporary thing and you have designs on other parts of the world as well?
Well, actually, Jenny and I have decided that we are going to go back and try and be medical doctors. And so we're going to be spending our next year at a small pre-medical program outside of Baltimore at a school called Goucher that we were both recently admitted in. And we start that on May 28th. That's 1 year. Then medical school is immediately after that for 4 years, and then residency, and then we can think about where we're going to be living. But we foresee ourselves living in developing parts of the world, whether that's back in China or South Sudan, where Jenny helped start a school with a former Notre Dame alum, or somewhere else. We're not 100% sure right now.
All right. Well, Dominic, I'm going to put my broadcasting shoes on here. I understand you're part of a Chinese talk show. What's that all about?
Oh, yeah. So there's this Chinese TV show that's pretty popular. It's modeled after the United Nations, where they have a bunch of 11 individuals from a number of different countries that sit around in a roundtable discussion modeled after the United Nations and talk about pertinent issues of our time. And one time I was sitting in a restaurant, and the directors of the show heard me speaking Chinese, and they said, "Hey, you want to interview for our show?" And so for the past, oh gosh, there's a clip from the show. And so for the past 3 years, I've been on that show. I've been on about 100 episodes of that show, and it's been a really wonderful experience. It's helped me. It's actually just helped a lot with my Chinese and better understanding Chinese culture. So I'm very grateful for that aspect.
Have you become a pop culture star? People asking for your autograph, anything like that? And Jenny, do you ever have to correct him?
Not really. His Chinese is amazing.
Oh.
And he gets a lot of requests to take selfies with him on the street. And normally when that happens, I just run away. before they can see
Because
me.
they recognize her too, because she's been on a few episodes. But
Yeah, but I don't like getting recognized, so I just run away.
we never did it for notoriety though. Really, it was just to because it was a great language speaking opportunity and just a cool kind of overall opportunity to engage with China from a different angle. So
All right.
it's been
Well,
awesome.
thank you. Dominic and Jenny, thanks so much for being with us. It's glad to see that Notre Dame influence being spread all around the globe, even over into Asia and Hong Kong. So thanks for being with us.